So let's look through some of these qualities, inshallah. And before I get to the description of hellfire itself, I wanted to get through the qualities that Allah describes of the people of hellfire and the specific deeds. I actually wanted to categorize the types of deeds that we find that are befitting to the people of hellfire. And then inshallah ta'ala, we can compare them to a lot of what we learned in the Jannah series. First and foremost, you have sort of these overarching evil qualities that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentions about the people of hellfire. Obviously, the most frequent one is al-kafirin, those who reject faith, the disbelievers. But then you'll find some of these other qualities. So for example, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, هَذَا وَإِنَّ لِلطَّاغِينَ لَشَرَّ مَآبٍ. That this is for at-taghin, those who transgress the limits. This will be an evil final return for them. And Allah Azza wa Jalla says, لِلطَّاغِينَ مَآبًا. So He frequently uses this word of at-taghin. And at-taghin are those who transgress the boundaries that are set by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Allah Azza wa Jalla has certain boundaries that He has placed. And if a person fails to respect and honor those boundaries, then they are naturally going to find themselves in a place of infraction, and they're naturally going to find themselves in a place where they're going to harm themselves at the end of the day. So Allah mentions at-taghin. Allah Azza wa Jalla also mentions frequently al-zalimin, those who oppress. They oppress themselves and they oppress others. And we'll find that both of those categories fall under this umbrella of being from al-zalimin, those who are transgressors, those who are oppressors, rather, as opposed to at-taghin, which are transgressors. So al-zalimin are oppressors, at-taghin are transgressors. And then you have hypocrisy. May Allah Azza wa Jalla protect us from hypocrisy and all of its manifestations. Allahumma ameen. Where Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, إِنَّ الْمُنَافِقِينَ فِي الدَّرْكِ الْأَسْفَلِ مِنَ النَّارِ. May Allah protect us. Allah says that verily the hypocrites are in the lowest part of hellfire. Now subhanAllah, I want to sit with this for a little bit because we said hellfire particularly is a way to defeat hypocrisy, the mention of hellfire and the pondering upon hellfire. The Prophet ﷺ mentioned qualities of hypocrisy. And he mentioned that if a person speaks, they lie. If a person makes a promise, they break their promise. And if a person is taken into confidence, then they violate that trust. إِذَا تُمِنَ خَانٍ. And in one narration, the Prophet ﷺ said, وَإِذَا خَاصَمَ فَجَرٍ. When that person gets into a dispute, they transgress all bounds in dispute. Abdullah ibn Umar radiallahu anhuma, he said about that hadith, he said, therefore, if a person has one of these four qualities, they're 25% hypocrite. And if a person has 50%, then they're half hypocrite. And if a person has 75% or 3/4, then that's what their share of hypocrisy is. And if a person has all of these traits, then it's munafiq khalis, a complete hypocrite. On the other hand, if a person speaks and tells the truth, and if a person makes promises and they keep their promises, and if a person, when they are taken into confidence or entrusted, honors that trust, and if a person, when they get into an argument or a dispute, maintains the boundaries of ethical argument and dispute, then that person is a siddiq completely, a person of truthfulness, which is the highest level in paradise after the prophets, or that is their portion of truthfulness that they have. So hypocrisy is a package. And obviously the worst hypocrites are those who were posing as believers, right? And this is what this ayah is talking about, the lowest level. People that were lying about even being Muslims in the first place. But I want to make sure I don't have 25% or 50% or 75%, because that ultimately is going to lead to my descent into the fire. So hypocrisy is a barometer by which a person finds themselves descending into a darakat, into the lower levels of the hellfire, and they are fi dark al-asfal. They are in the lowest place of the fire. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala protect us. Allahumma ameen.